3 haircuts that make older women over 60 look 10 years younger instantly. Have you ever looked in the mirror and suddenly didn't recognize the face staring back? Maybe you paused and thought, is that still me? Or just a faded version of who I used to be? And then somewhere along the way, after being a mother, a wife, the one who held everything together, we may have lost sight of the woman who once smiled brightly at her own reflection. And if those words stirred something in you, then this video is for you. Before we dive in, if what I'm about to share feels meaningful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we don't lose each other on this journey to rediscovering what true beauty really means. And if this message touches on something you felt but never quite said out loud, drop a 1 in the comments so I know you're here, you're listening, and you feel it too. And if it doesn't quite speak to you just yet, type 0, because honesty is how we connect, truly and deeply. 60 is not the end, but strangely, some people start looking at us like it's time to quietly disappear. The silver strands, the softer features, the glances that pass right through you. But I believe this isn't the moment to step back. It's the moment to rise, to return as someone wiser, more radiant, more real than ever before. And sometimes that return begins with something as simple as a haircut. Gentle, intentional, but just enough to make you see yourself again, glowing, serene, and more alive than you felt in years. So let's begin with the very first hairstyle. Soft, elegant, and capable of lifting not just your features, but your spirit too. 1. The soft layered bob. A gentle lift like morning light on your face. Picture this. A quiet morning. You step out onto your balcony, a warm cup of mint tea in hand. The air is calm and a soft breeze brushes your hair like a whisper. Layers of gentle strands graze your cheekbones, framing your jawline tenderly, almost as if your hair itself remembers the roads you've walked and wants to tell you you deserve to be seen again, loved again, beautiful in your own way. This isn't just a haircut. It's a whisper of freedom. And its name is the soft layered bob. There's no harsh edge, no effort to prove anything, just elegance, ease, and above all, understanding. Because this cut was made for a woman who has lived, loved, and come out wiser. When the soft layers fall just around the chin, something remarkable happens. The face appears lifted, more graceful, more radiant. And the best part, no needles, no chase for youth. Just a subtle shift in the right place at the right time, and suddenly you feel like you, but brighter. This style plays visual magic. It draws the eye upward to the eyes, where your spark still lives. It adds light volume to the body of the hair, making even fine strands feel fuller, more alive, and in motion. Unlike heavy, flat styles that drag down fragile hair, this cut breathes with you. What I love most, it doesn't ask you to become a stylist. No sticky hairspray, no curling wand marathons. Just a round brush, a light mist of leave-in or air drying, and your hair quietly finds its shape. Refined, soft, unapologetically feminine, just like you. Whether your hair is fully silver, a warm chestnut, or a golden blonde with soft highlights, this cut honors it all. The layers catch light in every turn. They illuminate your skin tone. Your face doesn't need makeup. It shines from within. But do you know what's most special? The soft bob doesn't ask for attention. It doesn't try to impress. It simply does its job, lifting your natural beauty quietly and gracefully. And in that quiet, people notice. If you're wondering, would this suit my face? Here's the secret. This cut doesn't force you to fit its shape. It shapes itself to you. Round face, it elongates with diagonal layers. Angular jaw, it softens with a gentle inward curve. Oval face? It's a dream come true. Now ask yourself this. When was the last time you changed something just for you? Not to look better for someone else, but to see yourself differently, brighter, stronger, and fully alive. If there's any style that can be the first page of that new chapter, it's this one, the soft layered bob. But stay with me, because what's coming next is not quiet, not subtle. It's bold, it's free, it's unapologetically feminine. It's the haircut that makes you walk into a room and think, yes, this is me, no permission needed. Get ready to meet your fiercer self with the feminine Pixie. 2. The feminine Pixie. Short, light, free, and incredibly refined. There's a strange kind of freedom that comes with short hair. Not the it's easy to manage kind of freedom, but the kind that whispers, I don't need long hair to be soft. I just need the right cut to be me. No permission required. Feminine Pixie, it sounds bold, right? But in truth, it's gentler than you think. This is not the edgy, harsh Pixie you may remember. It's a softer, more elegant version, one designed with you in mind. Longer layers at the crown add lift and volume without effort, while the sides are gently tapered to frame your face with a silk-like grace. No sharp lines, no stiffness, just flow like it was made for the contours of your beautiful, time-shaped face. There's nothing to hide, and truly nothing to fear. The Pixie opens up your entire face. Your eyes shine brighter, your cheeks flush naturally, and your smile finally takes center stage again, no longer hidden behind heavy strands. This is the kind of haircut that doesn't just get noticed. It gets seen. It reflects a woman who's done being invisible. She's not here to please the room. She's here to be herself, fully and fearlessly. And if your hair has thinned with time or started to shed more than you'd like, this might be the cut your soul's been waiting for. The layers at the crown are designed with purpose to create the illusion of fullness without mousse, sprays, or tricks. And if you live somewhere warm, or you've felt those midlife hot flashes sneak up on you, this cut, it's literal relief. Cool, breezy, light as air. It asks so little of you. A touch of mousse, a quick brush of your fingers, and you're done. Let it air dry for a tousled look. Blow dry it for 2 minutes if you prefer polish. Silver strands sparkle in the sun. Honey blondes beam with energy. Rich browns sculpt and define. With the Pixie, color doesn't just show, it illuminates. It frames your story. Now, you might be wondering, but why do so many women still fear short hair? Yeah, because somewhere, someone told them it looked too harsh, too masculine, too old. But none of that was your story. It was their fear handed to you like truth. So here's a question I invite you to carry with you. If you've ever been defined by the length of your hair, what else have you been letting fear define? This moment isn't just about a new cut. It's about returning to yourself in the bravest, most beautiful way. The feminine Pixie doesn't demand attention. It simply allows you to stop hiding. It's light, honest, and fiercely feminine in its simplicity. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wished for a new beginning that felt lighter, cleaner, but still radiant, this is it. But I also know this. Some of us still want the soft touch of hair grazing our shoulders, a quiet elegance that moves when we walk into a sunlit room, a cut that speaks without shouting, modern, graceful, and impossible to ignore. That's when it's time to meet what comes next, a symbol of quiet sophistication, the lob. 3. The lob. The quiet power of a woman who knows who she is. Not every haircut needs to speak loudly. Some simply exist, and that alone is enough to shine. Not because they're edgy, not because they scream for attention, but because they feel right. Right for a woman who's weathered the storms of life, and now simply wants peace, without giving up beauty. The lob short for long bob is exactly that. It lives in balance. Not too short to lose its softness. Not too long to feel heavy or overdone. It skims the shoulders, maybe grazes the collarbone just enough to catch the breeze when you turn your head, bend gently to pick something up, or smile to yourself in the mirror. With a soft wave or even worn straight, the lob gives the impression that you've just woken up, effortlessly graceful. What I love about this cut is simple. It doesn't try to turn you into someone you're not. It doesn't chase youth. It doesn't ask for proof. It just lets you walk into the room, and somehow, that presence alone makes the whole place glow. If your hair is fine, the subtle waves of the lob create the illusion of fullness without trying too hard. If your hair is silver, it reflects the light in a way that feels cinematic-like the gentle shimmer of a black and white film. If your hair is dry or fragile, the medium length relieves the strands of extra weightless breakage, fewer split ends, and a whole lot more softness. It's a haircut that asks for so little but gives so much. Blow dry lightly or let it fall naturally. Tie it in a loose knot. Braid it softly. Clip it to the side. Dress it up with a sweater, a silk blouse, or that comfy autumn cardigan you adore. No matter what it belongs. Because the lob doesn't need to steal the spotlight. You are the light. But in the middle of all this elegance, I want to ask you something that matters deeply. Have you ever felt exhausted, trying to look like someone you no longer are? This is the emotional peak of our journey today. The truth is, the older we get, the more the world pushes us to hold on to the way we used to look, to deny the beauty that's evolving quietly, day by day. The lob isn't here to fight age. It's here to honor it. It doesn't shout reinvention. It doesn't scream anti-aging. It simply says, I'm still here. With grace, with wisdom, and with the quiet elegance that only time can teach. And when it comes to color, the lob isn't picky. On silver hair, it reflects like moonlight. On rich chocolate tones, it creates warmth and depth. Add a few soft highlights, you'll see your features come alive. No harsh dyes, no chemical overload. And in terms of care, the lob is a gentle friend. It's easy to wash. Dries quickly, doesn't need rollers or heavy sprays. A little conditioner on the ends, a silk pillowcase, and a slow brush before bed. That's enough. And that's the beauty of it. It never asks more than what you're willing to give. So here's what I want you to carry with you after hearing about the lob. You don't need to change to be worthy of love. But sometimes the right change reminds you that admiration still follows you, especially from your own reflection. Whether your heart chose the soft elegance of the bob, the bold freedom of the pixie, or the timeless strength of the lob, don't forget this. No hairstyle is truly beautiful unless the hair itself is cared for with the same gentleness and reverence that you deserve. And in the next part of our journey, I'll show you exactly how to keep your hair after 60 strong, soft, and luminous, just like the woman you've always been. 4. Caring for your hair after 60. Loving your hair is also loving yourself. Aging hair is not a flaw. Just like the gentle lines around your eyes or the softness in your skin, silver strands, dryness, or thinning aren't signs of loss. They're simply chapters of your story. Every strand carries a memory of love, sacrifice, strength, and growth. And just as skin deserves nourishment and your heart deserves tenderness, your hair deserves your care too. Not out of obligation, but as a quiet act of self-love. Let's start with something simple: shampoo. Most commercial shampoos contain sulfates foaming agents that strip away the natural oils your scalp still clings to. After 60, your body doesn't produce as much of that protective oil. So every time you lather with sulfates, it's like peeling away your hair's last layer of comfort, leaving it dry, brittle, and tired. Instead, look for sulfate-free shampoos enriched with aloe, oat milk, or coconut. They cleanse gently while cradling your hair's natural softness. And if you've always thought masks were only for Skin Think Again, once a week, gift your hair a deep treatment, shea butter, keratin, or a rich oil blend. You won't just see the difference. You'll feel it with every stroke down to the ends. Hair that once felt rough or lifeless now feels reborn, resilient, and satin smooth. But don't stop at the strands. The scalp, where life begins for every single hair, needs love too. Just a few minutes a day, massage it gently with your fingertips. Or apply a few drops of diluted rosemary oil at the roots. It boosts circulation, yes, but more than that, it's a soft message to yourself. I still care. Slowly, fully. And here's a little detail we all forget: your pillow. Cotton pillowcases absorb moisture, create friction, and rough up your hair while you sleep. Swap it for silk or satin. Your hair will rest like you do, undisturbed, untangled, and full of peace when morning comes. Now about heat. Every blow dryer, straightener, and curling iron is a heat wave your hair has to endure. And after 60, your strands are more fragile, more vulnerable. If you must style with heat, use thermal protection. Even better, let your hair air dry 80% of the way, then finish with a cool setting. Not because you should, but because your hair deserves a break from the rush. You may not realize it, but your hair feels your pace. It reacts to stress. It tires from neglect. But when you begin to care gently, patiently, it begins to return, just as slowly, just as beautifully. And then, One day, you'll look in the mirror and won't feel the need to search for signs of youth. You'll see something else, light, in your eyes, in the way you touch your hair, and that will be enough, because beauty isn't the absence of silver or wrinkles. It's the presence of life, of feeling, of care, of truth. Choosing the right haircut is a beautiful first step. But to keep its glow alive, you need something deeper, steady, tender love for your hair every single day. Whether it's a graceful bob, a playful pixie, or a serene lob, none of it matters if the hair underneath feels tired, forgotten, or worn. And that's why this final part isn't about style. It's about the most important question of all: are you being kind to yourself? Because your hair is never the problem. It's simply a reflection of how you treat the woman you see in the mirror. And the moment you begin to love your hair again, you begin to love yourself quietly, truly, from the very start. You don't need to turn back time. You just need to return to you, the woman who once lit up a room, and now shines even brighter with grace, depth, and peace. From the soft layered bob, to the fearless pixie, to the timeless lob, each cut is more than just a style. It's a quiet declaration: I'm still here. I deserve to be seen, loved, and cared for strand by strand. If today's video inspired you to try something new, to rediscover yourself even just a little, share it in the comments. Type 1 if you feel that spark of inspiration, or 0 if you're still gently finding your way back. Every feeling is welcome here because we are in this together. We don't pass 60 to fade away. We pass it to shine in our own brilliant, unrepeatable way. As Coco Chanel once said, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. I'll see you in the next video, where we don't just rediscover our hair, but the heart that once knew how to love herself fully and is ready to love herself again.